The library at Mount Char introduces us to a number of librarians in a quaint suburban library. You have bookish Carolyn, animal-loving Michael, Jennifer, always with her head up in the clouds, and of course, David, who's just a ray of sunshine. Now, things are thrown into turmoil when the head librarian takes an unexpected early retirement and there's a mad scramble to fill the void. Hijinks ensue as new friends and old flames are brought together. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll wonder, is that barbecue I'm smelling? Anyway, would highly recommend. Technically, I'm not lying, but maybe that's not the best way to describe the book. It's more of a retelling of the Jesus story and how God so loved the world that she gave a son to it, and then Jesus had to walk amongst us to connect with his humanity, but would subsequently have to die in order for the world to be saved. All right, also a bit of a stretch, but also not a lie. Maybe it's best we stick with the book jacket copy, which talks about an epic tale that includes a tutu-clad psychopath, a malevolent iceberg, and a lion named after an atomic bomb. Now, all true, but perhaps the weakest explanation of the bunch. So, what exactly did I just read? The Library at Mount Char is a horror story, the book that we picked with our October Halloween-inspired Discord read-along. And the unequivocal response from everyone who finished the story was WTF, but WTF in the best possible way. It was unanimously liked by the group. And frankly, I think I love WTF, especially when it comes to fiction. Books that celebrate chaos and this anything goes sort of vibe. Uncanny reads, horror with elements of sci-fi and fantasy thrown in for good measure, and lots of the unexpected. Books like The Man from Primrose Lane by James Renner, Broken Monsters by Lauren Bucas, The Rook by Daniel O'Malley, and the Umbrella Academy graphic novel series by Gerard Way. Loved all of them, would highly recommend any of these if you're interested in some more WTF reads. There was parts reading The Library at Mount Char, especially those bits with the tutu-wearing psychopath, that reminded me of Hazel and Cha-Cha from the Umbrella Academy, who are two psychotic, time-traveling serial killers, which gives you an indication of some of that anything-goes mentality that I really do enjoy. The Library at Mount Char is bloody and violent, but still twistedly funny while being horrifying at the same time, with wonderful little flourishes throughout. And I know I'm really talking around the book, but it's one of those reads where the less you know going in, the better, which frankly makes for a very difficult review to film, quite honestly. I mean, even if I told you everything about the book, I don't think you'd be quite prepared for the read. I know with the Discord book chat, we spent most of the time trying to unravel the story and connect those different plot threads. It's a supernatural heist story. Ocean's 11 is played by Neil Gaiman's American Gods. For some, it can be a bit much. I'd gotten 2/3 of the way through the book and was convinced that all the plot threads had been resolved and was surprised to find a good chunk of the book had left. At this point, Hawkins takes things to a completely different level. But there is a point where novelty ceases to become novel and you're sitting there just waiting for a sentient bowl of Fruit Loops to explain the nature of the universe to you, and you'd still be like, what else you got? So, TLDR, if you need some WTF in your TBR, grab this ASAP. If you'd like a little bit more backstory before diving in, Scott Hawkins explores the 12 catalogs of the library and the librarians responsible for each. It'll give you a good sense of his writing style and prepare you a little bit for what kind of WTF you're getting yourself into. I'll have a link in the description down below, but frankly, the less you know going in, the better. This is popcorn horror with thriller pacing, fantasy elements, and a side of wry humor. I think you will enjoy this. Housekeeping. We've started our November nonfiction read-along. We're reading Ben McIntyre's The Spy and the Traitor, the greatest espionage story of the Cold War. I've never been one to read a lot of spy novels, but I'm really enjoying this one so far. You're welcome to come join us in the Discord to talk about the book. And the BookTube Booker Book Tag. Thanks for everyone who's participated either in video form or filling out the poll. There's still time to get in on the poll. You don't have to answer all the questions. I'd still love to get your input. I'll have a link to the poll down below. But in the meantime, I've added 2 new playlists to the channel. We have the BookTube Booker Book Tag, everyone, 22 as of now, folks that have actually filled out the video tag. So you have a playlist there. But we also have a playlist of the best BookTube videos of the year as chosen by you. There's a lot of great content there and a lot of new to me booktubers, which I think is amazing. So go check that playlist out as well. That's it for this week. And I hope you all have a great week of reading, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.